Alright, welcome to episode 7 of FAQ Friday, featuring ghost guitars, and ghost questions, and pizza. Lots of pizza, because nobody knows how to pronounce what these pickups are all about. These ones. These crystals. Hey Cortana, what is a piezo pickup? She actually typed in pizza. What is a Piezo pickup?
I'm still not getting that.
This one's from Alexander Halverson. Whoa, you better be from like Sweden or something. Hello there, my name is Alexander Halverson, and I run a custom rig shop out of Orange County, California. Oh, you're not Scandinavian at all. Specializing in MIDI instruments, VST, playback rigs, gear integration. I've been using your Graphtech products for over 12 years now, and my clients could not be happier. I'm developing a few products out of a client's frustration with a Roland GR55. I was hoping you could answer a few technical questions. What processing does the Hexpander MIDI do to the output? Does an analog signal come out of the 13 pin for each string and then the analog to digital is done via the GR55 or equivalent? Or is it done in the Hexpander? Creating an output filter buffer, and I would like to know where to place it. That's a really good question. So all of the pitch to MIDI conversion is done in your Roland GR55 or whatever you're using for a pitch to MIDI converter. And what the 13 pin output of the Hexpander preamp does is it actually puts out analog signal. So pins 1 through 6 are each individual strings output. Pin 7 is generally your secondary output, so usually your mags or your FM radio that you've got wired in there, because, you know, don't we all? Pin 8 is the control voltage, often used as volume control. Pin 9 is just hanging out. Pin 10 and 11 are your control up and down switches. And pin 12 and 13 are the power. Pin 12 is positive and pin 13 is negative power. We've got a bunch of links in our Ghost support page as well of wiring diagrams and technical drawings and all this fun stuff. And you can see one here that fully spells out exactly what I said and totally isn't the thing that I'm currently reading off of right now. I've memorized all of this stuff. I know the ghost stuff. This one is from John Brown from Brown's Guitar Factory. Simple but important question. With the Acoustiphonic system, there is a cap, 100 UF25V. Great!
What?
What's 100 UF25V?
It's a 100 microfarad capacitor that's
Cool,
attached.
thanks. Please, if you could tell me why this is needed, as I thought years back that it was not used, and I have some schematics where it's not pictured. That's a good question. So yeah, we found out in like 2012 that if you solder the negative to the battery cable harness, it will significantly reduce the amount of signal bleed and crosstalk when you're, you know, using a lot of high gain stuff. So yeah, we just include it in there just in case you need it. Most people can ignore it, and then it's less hassle and we don't have to ship them out after the fact and do a bunch of trying to figure out what's going on or why there's this noise. And so yeah, we just include it now. So that's why it's there. This one comes from Andrew Lines. Hi, do you need a preamp for your Tele Ghost saddles? I know some don't need one. Thanks, Andrew Lines. And Drew Lines. Yeah, so we have a couple options for that. We have, of course, our Acoustiphonic basic and advanced kits, which just come with the different switching options that you may or may not want, hence why we give you the option. But there is also a passive volume kit, which comes with a 2 meg pot to handle the output of all the saddles, because there's a lot of people who have invested a lot of money in outboard preamps and acoustic sound stuff. So yeah, we give you that option if you are one of those people who just wants to use your normal outboard gear. Then you can just wire this up. We've got wiring diagrams, and we got this guy here who can answer any questions. His email is gray@Graphtech. And yeah, if you've got any questions about installing ghost stuff or pizza pickups or whatever, or if you just want to argue about the pronunciation of pizza pickups, then yeah, shoot him an email. All right, this next one's from Franco Beth. Oh, it's Frank, and his last name is Obeth. I was wondering if the Graphtech Acoustiphonic kit would work on my archtop guitar that has a neck pickup and a K&K underbridge, definitely Piezo, pizza. That's how you pronounce it, Frank. It's pizza. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, we get this question pretty often. If you can use like your undersaddle pizza pickup that's on your guitar or another brand of pizza pickups with our preamps, or if you can use them in junction with our Ghost saddles or anything like that. And it's possible, but that being said, the output levels are probably going to be really different just because we use a drastically different grade of crystal for our saddles, and most companies just kind of use off-the-shelf crystals that are used in like calculators and cell phones, and there's probably like 50 of them in here. So there's probably going to be a mismatch in at least output. So it's possible. It's not recommended, but if you want to do some experimenting and maybe have it work, yeah, sure. Not going to stop you. I'm not your real dad. It's fine. All right, this next one comes from Carl and is pretty straightforward. What's the best email address to send questions to? And that would be Gray at Graphtech. He's our Ghost Jedi, Ghost Whisperer, Ghost Guru, Ghost Buster. What other punny names can we throw at Gray? The Gray Ghost. This one is from Mark. No last name, so maybe it's the Mark that asked us questions before. Who knows? Hi, will you be making your Jaguar saddles in the Pizza Ghost version at some point? These ones. And then he links to our PS8108 saddles. No, we don't have any plans to make those into Ghost saddles, just mainly because of physical room. Where the intonation screw goes in the middle, and then the two height screws on the top, there's just literally no room for us to put a cavity to put the crystal in. If you're wanting to do something like that, get a pizza pickup loaded Ghost bridge onto your Jaguar, you'd have to look at one of our tunematic bridges. I know Fender can be weird sometimes on their Jaguars with the post spacing of their adjustomatic bridges, I think they call them. Just measure the distance, the post spacing. Ours are 2 and... Alright, I love when the camera just stops recording. Where was I? Okay, so no, we don't make the PS8108 Jaguar Mustang style saddles in the pizza pickup versions because there's just no room to put the pizza crystal in there. So you would have to look at putting one of our tunematic bridges on it. And sometimes Jaguars and Mustangs are kind of weird about the post spacing, but sometimes they work. So you'll just have to measure your post spacing. We've got them listed on our site so you can check there. And I know what you're thinking. But Justin, they're a Fender. They've got a like 9.5 or 7 1/4 radius, and your bridges have a 12-inch radius. That's true, guy who knows way too much about things. But going on a different radius from the bridge to the fretboard, not usually a big deal. It's very common for there to be a mismatch in fretboard and bridge radius. Keep in mind there's going to be like 10 or 12 inches for that to flatten out or round out depending on which way you're going. Now also, if you're thinking, but Justin, can I just sand the saddles to be a different radius? It's another great question, other random guy. No, don't do that. It's a bad idea because you'll probably hit the pizza pickups and short them out. Nobody likes to get shorted on pizza, so. Great. How do you pronounce it? Is it Piezo?
No.
Piezo?
No.
Pazio?
No.
Piezo?
No.
Or pizza?
Pizza. Oh.
So he knows. He's the Ghost Whisperer. He knows all the things. All right, so that's episode 7. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And hit the subscribe button with the bell right beside it. Again, you haven't heard it yet. It's a new feature. It's pretty cool. It does a little pshing, pshing, pshing. If you liked the video, hit a like. If you didn't like it, hit a dislike. Let me know what you think down below. And send me an email. Justin at Graphtech or sales at Graphtech. Or if you got ghost questions, Gray at Graphtech. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Party hard.